It's Davina. We're in my kitchen. It's nowhere near clean. I'm in my Dungeon Mistress t-shirt and polka dot socks because polka dots and make believe with your friends is awesome. And I'm going to show you the most dead easy way to make ice cream slash frozen yogurt. So easy. Now most mixers nowadays come with some sort of frozen yogurt slash ice cream attachment. Some of them are easier to put on than others. I put this on backwards. There we go. There we are. So this is my KitchenAid. I've had it for a while, and I find it very handy. I need one more part. When I don't use this in the off season, I actually keep the original box as a way to store it, but otherwise this baby just hangs out in my freezer. When I run out of space in my freezer, that's when it ends up getting dusted off and put back into my cupboards. Now, I actually already did this, but for some reason, whenever something's in my freezer, it gets crumbs in it, like breadcrumbs. I don't know what happens in my freezer, but crumbs happen. And so what I do is I'll wipe out the ice cream maker before I start. And then there we go, assemble all the pieces. Now, this doesn't actually firmly attach. It's got this gear setting thing so that when this is in place, it'll go. But if there's too much stress or tension, that will slip. That's just fine. That's how this machine works. Every machine is different, but that's how this one works. Now, this is one step frozen yogurt. Buy some tasty yogurt. Hopefully on discount because, you know, why pay full price? And I know if you really want to control the amount of sugar you have in something, you could get plain yogurt and then add in your own sugar. But for a 24-ounce thing of yogurt, you would have to add in about 1/3 of a cup of honey. And that's a lot of sugar. That's a lot of fake sugar if you're using fake sugar. I would just rather have somebody else come up with the proportions and go with what they have. So don't dump it in all in at once, but you're going to spoon it in a little bit at a time. By the way, I started at 3:25, so we're just 1 minute in. And we let her roll. Now, while that rolls in the background, let's talk about add-ins. This started off as a regular strawberry yogurt. I'm gonna add in fresh strawberries, but not until this is done mixing, because I don't want pureed strawberries. I want little chunks of strawberries. So I'm gonna dice these up, and when I put this not in this frozen container, but into a plastic container and pop it into my freezer, I'm going to fold in the little bits of strawberry. Now, If you just do the yogurt, one ingredient, it'll come out okay, but it might be a little bit stiff because there's not very much to stop it from freezing to hard crystals. If you put in that third of a cup of honey, or your dandelion syrup, like I did before, if you want dandelion ice cream, or like some other syrup-y thing like maple syrup or corn syrup, that will interfere with the ice crystals that are being formed and keep it from turning really rock hard. You can also do it with a little bit of alcohol. I'm going to add in a tiny bit of vanilla extract because it's tasty and is actually alcohol based. Am I measuring? No. Good enough. Now you could also add in a little bit of a brandy or a strawberry liqueur or a cream liqueur if you wanted to. And that will also add in a little bit of alcohol. And the alcohol, because it doesn't freeze, will also interfere with large ice crystals forming, making this into a cube of frozen yogurt instead of a scoopable form of frozen yogurt. So that little bit of vanilla is going to get slowly incorporated in by the churning. Strawberries come in later. If you wanted to use one of those yogurts that has the fruit on the bottom, just put in the top part of the yogurt and save that fruit on the bottom until you're scooping it out of the frozen churner, because then you can get the swirl effect when you're scooping it in to your plastic container at the end. So, standing to the side now. So, keep whatever you put in here a small batch, very simple, and stuff that you don't mind mashed to the dickens. And if you want to have any incorporations, leave those till you fold things in at the end, kind of like Cold Stone Creamery does. All right. Messy kitchen in the background, but we are exactly where we need to be with the ice cream maker. We are at about a soft serve sort of consistency. So first I'm gonna clean off the batters into my freezer safe container. Here we go. And once I have a layer in there, I'm going to take a little bit of these strawberries, spread them around. Now they are not frozen at all, so I've got to give them some time. I would say at least 2 hours, but this for us is going to be overnight. It is now 3:40, so I've been doing this for about 15 minutes. Now you would do the same thing with like a fudge. If you had if you wanted to do a fudge swirl, you would just put that fudge in layers. There we go. Last the strawberries in. I'm hoping that this will be done well before sunset so that we can have some tonight, but if not, my family's gonna have to wait until an hour after sunset tomorrow for Yom Kippur and breaking the fast. But for anybody else, usually about 2 more or 3 more hours in the freezer, after you've added in your flavor fillings. And if I don't want to scratch the inside, but this silicone spatula is not quite getting the rest off these walls, so I'm going to switch over to a wooden spoon. Try and get it down. You really don't want to scratch the insides of these. All right, well, that's the best I can get it for now. Maybe if I just give this a minute to soften up, I'll be able to get out more. But then again, that might end up being Scooby snacks. Okay, it's done. That's it. Freeze for about 2 to 3 hours, and then you can serve it. All right, so we're done. It is now 3:43. Let's round up to 3:45. So 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I went from a tub of yogurt to a tub of frozen yogurt. But what's the real time on this? These lovely frozen things need to be in the freezer 48 hours. So you need to have at least planned 48 hours ahead, or be lazy like me and have these things permanently live in your freezer. By the way, you can't put that in the dishwasher. You gotta hand wash that. Then there's the whole, you gotta wait another 2 to 3 hours for it to stiffen up. So you're actually looking at a time dedication of 3 days. But the actual working time of it is 20 minutes. And you can do like a soft serve and just immediately gobble it up, particularly if you got little ones that can't wait. But yeah, it's simple. It's one ingredient. You can choose to add toppings, but the time commitment is anywhere between 20 minutes and 3 days. So yeah, you gotta plan ahead.